Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the Eva Unit 1 kit from SunToys. So this is actually SunToys' second release in their kind of like SD version kind of kits. They did a kind of SD master grade kind of kit of the RX-78 and I didn't get that one. It looked pretty cool though. Our friend Justin over at Justinius Builds did a really nice build of his and said that it was really nice. So I was looking forward to this Eva kit when it was announced that they're doing one in a similar style of Eva Unit 1. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. Gotta say a big thank you to Hobby Mission for sending this to me. The link to their site will be down below. If you're wondering where you can buy this, you can of course check out their site there. So cool box art here on the front, just pretty basic. You can see just some artwork here of Eva Unit 1, and not sure about these, but this one says a humanoid robot there in Japanese. On the sides of the box, nothing really too interesting here. Warning, this is not a toy. You can see a couple little images of it there, just very hidden in shadow. But let's get it open up where we'll see a lot more about this. So we've got our instruction manual here on the top. Why don't we take a look at this first? You can see on the back here it says SunToys Evangelion, and on the front, instructions spelled like a 90s nu metal band. Here we can see the Eva with the two lances. So I believe it will come with two lances, which is nice. Here's another image. This is the image that was on the outside of the box. So there's that. I wonder how the seam lines are going to be on this kit. So here we have our parts list, and some of these sections are kind of highlighted for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'll have to see. Maybe those are parts that are omitted, but I'm not sure. But anyway, the construction, it looks like starting off with the head. And the overall construction of how this goes together and like the kit in general looks very much similar to like a Kotobukiya kit, I gotta say. And especially like the layout of this manual and just the way the manual looks, it looks very much similar to a Kotobukiya kit. So you're just going through the body, building all of that. They have a nice page here in the center. Again, very shadowy. This looks like the kit just straight out of the box, not painted, is what I would say here at all. Then we get into the other weapons and accessories and stuff. So it does, oh no wait, we're still finishing up the arms and the hands here. And the shoulders, I guess so actually, not onto the weapons quite yet. A bunch of hands. It has the pellet rifle, progressive knife, and then it has this kind of Gatling gun there, and then the lance or spear, whatever you want to call it. And it does come with a stand as well. And then it has the little generator and power plug. What it looks like, this actually fell out of the manual. I guess this is an amendment to that. So maybe one of the numbers is wrong on there or something. Oh yeah, this little section there has a little mistake. Anyway, then just final assembly and how to mount that, how to open up the face. I guess this is just some decal marking there showing where to place some of the decals. And then one more image here at the back of the manual. And that is it. All right, let's get into seeing what we've got in here. So this hand runner, I'm thinking this is actually copied exactly from a Kotobukiya kit because it sure is looking like it. That's a whole lot of hands on there. We'll take a look at all of the runners individually in a moment. But here we have our green parts. Here's the base, which is clear. Weapon parts here in gray. This is a pretty large runners there. Some parts here for the head. Couple are clear yellow parts there for the eyes. This kit does come with LEDs for the head, which is cool. So a couple of red parts there, lance parts, a couple of very large runners here. These runners are huge with that, and a couple of loose parts in there, so be wary of that. One more huge black runner. It's crazy how big those runners are, silly. Then we've got our one wire in here. It's actually just a tube, it's not a wire, so it's just a loose rubber black tube, which is supposed to be, I guess, for the power cable in the back. I would say maybe it would be a good idea if you had it to run some wire through that so you can get it to be more stiff. I'll look into doing that in the review to show you guys. We also have an effect part for an AT field, which is cool. So this isn't really showing much in the manual, like how to actually use it, but I'm guessing it's the two holes there. You can pop those little bits out and put the hands of the Eva in there to recreate the AT field scene. And then in this little bag here we have our two batteries and LED little unit there. It's just got a LED and a little tiny switch. And then some really nice looking water slide decals. Let me pull these out of here. So here's a look at these, and this actually has markings for the Eva Unit 0, Unit 1, and Unit 2. So I don't know if they're planning on making those separately, or if they just wanted to give you markings for if you wanted to paint this in different colors, I guess. Although, you know, it should be different anyway. But some cool markings on here in some different colors. There's black, green, yellow, white, red for the Nerve logos here. We have the original, like, old school Nerve logo, and then the rebuild Nerve logo there as well, a couple of those, and just a lot of cool stuff on here, so these will definitely be nice. Alright, so first up of the runners, I'll just show you the base first. This base runner is just marked AA, so I'm guessing this is probably the same base that they used for the Gundam kit that they did. I'm not sure, but I would reckon this is probably just not specific to this kit exactly. Then here we got runner A1, which is obviously just a bunch of our black parts. A lot of the black parts, and this runner is very large, but it's not the largest. So this has some larger parts, some smaller parts, and taking a closer look at some of the larger parts, you can see the quality is okay. Definitely just going to want to sand these flat surfaces there to get a nice, clean, flat surface. But I'm not really seeing much in the way of flash, and the details that are there look pretty alright. And then we've got little runner A2, which is just this one extra little piece here. And this is actually the piece that goes around the eyes. And this piece, unfortunately, does already have a defect in it that I'm noticing. So you can see just under the eye, there's like this little raised edge around there. But you can see on this side, mine's actually a little bit broken. So I don't know if that's a defect in all of the parts, but if anyone else maybe is getting this kit, maybe let me know. Or I don't know if anyone else has this kit already. Maybe let me know if you've had a similar problem with this part. Then we've got runners B1, B2, and B3 all together on this gigantic runner here for some more black parts. A lot of these parts are quite small, and you gotta wonder if they could have packed these parts a little bit closer together on the runner, but they spread them out over this huge runner, and this just section up here is B2, and this section here in the middle is B3, and then big empty space there for just that one part. Kind of funny, but yeah, they look okay. Runner C1 is the first half of our green parts. It's in a pretty nice green color. I think it's not as truly fluorescent green as the green on the Eva usually is, but it's a pretty bright green for sure. And then we have C2 for some more green parts here. And you can see there's a lot of these really tiny parts on some of these, so gonna have to be really careful with that. I think that's going back once again to how this really reminds me of a Kotobukiya kit. Another gigantic runner here for runner D1 with the majority of our purple parts. It's in a really nice purple. This purple does look pretty true to the Eva Unit 1's colors. At least assuming we're going by the TV version anyway, which this is modeled after. So here as well, everything looks pretty nice. The plastic quality, I'm sure, going to be not quite as nice as Bandai. As you can see, there's some really minor imperfections, but as long as you're sanding and painting, I don't think it's going to be anything that'd be too big of an issue. For another tiny runner here, runner D3, I had a rogue piece. This piece just came off the runner here, but it's just a small one there. I think this is for the back, for the cover of the entry plug, I want to say. Runner E1 here is our yellow parts for the kit. It's a really nice orangish yellow color. I think this color is also pretty exactly right on to the orangish yellow color that we normally see on the Eva. And then runner E2 is back to black, but this is our polycaps for the kit, so this runner is going to be a little bit softer, kind of more typical polycap material here. That said, though, polycaps on a third-party kit can really make or break the kit, so we'll have to see how well these work, how well they fit, and how well they hold parts together. That could really make for a very fun or a very frustrating experience on a kit. Runner F1 is in this lighter gray color and just mostly pretty much just parts all for the weapons and everything, so those are all located here on the F runner. And then we do have two of this F1 runner, so you'll actually have double of all the weapons. And you can see the progressive knives, you'll actually have 4 of those because there's 2 on each runner, so they have plenty of weapons to work with. Then we have runner F2, which is a few more gray parts here that I guess just didn't need to be doubled, and then F3 again for just a few more little gray parts on here. For G1 and G2, these runners are connected here for just the last few purple parts, and these seem to be pretty much just parts mostly for the head, it looks like. You can see the detail on there looking pretty nice, and again, not really seeing too much in the way of flash, but we can see there's 2 horns, so I'm guessing maybe you have an option. whether you want to just have this solid one or this one when there's supposed to be green parts that attach onto there. So I'm going to say probably without gluing those, I'm just going to guess at the moment that those are going to have a hard time staying on. So you can either have this all together and just mask and paint those green how they're supposed to be, or try to have it separated. I'll see which one is going to work better. And then we have runner H1 for some red parts, pretty much just for the lance. And I think these are for like the circles there, maybe in the chest it looks like. And so we have 2 of this H1 runner for making 2 of the lances. And then we have this little tiny H3 runner, which is just the 2 parts there for the mouth. Now, for some reason I have 2 of this runner. I'm thinking that's a mistake, that you really only are supposed to have 1. And this, I just maybe randomly got some factory error, but anyway. Last but not least is runner J2 with just our 2 clear yellow pieces for the eyes. Sorry, actually that's not last. We do still have runner X1, which is all of our hand parts on here. So it's just all sorts of different hands. Looks like open hands, holding hands, trigger finger hands, closed fists, and I guess that's probably it, yeah. And then just the ball joints for those. And yeah, from what I can tell, I think these are copied exactly from the Kotobukiya Evangelion hands, in which case they fall off the wrists very, very easily. So hopefully these stay on better than on the Kotobukiya kit, from my experience anyway. Obviously you can do things to tighten up that wrist joint, but we'll see how it goes in the review anyway. Hopefully these stay on pretty well without me having to add some glue or paint or anything on them. So that's it for the unboxing, guys. What do you think? I don't know. I've got mixed feelings. I'm really excited about it, but just a lot of really tiny pieces on a third-party kit that makes me nervous, because usually tiny pieces on third-party kits don't really stay together very well, and the fit has to be really good, and many times just little errors. I mean, if you're gonna be like building up and sanding and painting again, like all of that stuff, then you're probably going to be fine. But just at least for snapping the kit, as I'm going to be doing just for the review for you guys, hopefully everything goes okay and I don't have too many headaches. But I'll let you guys know in the review, so stay tuned for that coming up next. In the meantime, if you guys have questions, comments, anything, leave those down below, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.